What's going on, y'all? So we've got some big news bits about the upcoming Dragon Ball Super superhero movie in 2022. There was an interview in V-Jump conducted with Akio Iyoku, the Dragon Room Chief and Toriyama's right-hand man, and Norihiro Hayashida, which is the producer of the last three movies and this upcoming one about the new movie. These are new tidbits that were not revealed in San Diego Comic Con, but also an explanation about more things that are going on behind the scenes. Some of this stuff I've already told you guys about, some of it like on this channel. And now they're finally coming to light, like public stuff and whatnot. So we're gonna go through the translations here. Thanks so much to Cypher for translating this. He does a great job. He is a certified Japanese interpreter, so we can trust him. And I want to go through this with you guys and kind of give you guys the 411 as they say on this stuff, okay? So leave a like, of course, and share the video out for those people who want the updated Dragon Ball news. And if you're new, subscribe, hit the notification button. This is the channel to go to for Dragon Ball news, for the manga, anime, and the TV show whenever that would come back, and more stuff. So let's get to it. All right. So he goes on. This is all news bits from the translated news bits from the interview. Akio Iyoku chose San Diego Comic Con for the movie announcement since it's an event that draws global attention. The timing worked out. So, we've talked about this in the past. This movie will be marketed globally like Dragon Ball Super Broly was. It's going to be going out to the whole world. So, we're all going to get it. Spanish dub, German dub, English dub, French dub. It's going to go everywhere like the last movie was. It's not just going to be a Japanese only movie like some of the older ones were for years. He goes on to say more visuals revealed right off the bat this time than with Broly because the visuals this time really express the key elements of the film and are different from anything that's come before. Talking about Piccolo, Krillin, Pan, etc. The film started with Iyoku thinking of ideas with Toriyama because he is Toriyama's right hand man. Toriyama seems to have particular fun coming up with the story and drawing characters for this one. Iyoku feels like the films are just getting better and better. Real sense of cohesion to the story and variety to the new characters, says this was their best start to a project. That's good. That's very good to hear because those of you who are Dragon Ball Super, who were around when Dragon Ball Super first started, that was not a good start, yo. Episode 5, the production fell apart, if you remember. The animation was a cluster muck. I mean, it was just trash. If you guys remember, those early episodes were hard to get through. And then as they progressed, when we got to the Trunks arc, the Goku Black Tournament of Power, they did improve. That, and I've told you guys this before on numerous videos. If you've been subscribed to me for a long time, you know that I always give you the legitimate information. They don't ever want what happened with Super to happen again. They don't ever want that to happen again. They move Yamamura over to Heroes. He's going to be there for the foreseeable future. They don't want any of that stuff to ever happen again, and they're going to make sure it doesn't. So he goes on to say that regarding the name superhero, they had a number of candidates for subtitles. Ultimately, Toriyama settled on a vision and picked it. Yoku said concerns about the pronunciation. If you don't pause at the end of Dragon Ball Super, it sounds like you're misspoken. Yeah, because you're saying Dragon Ball Super superhero, Dragon Ball Super superhero, like Dragon Ball Super superhero. That's how you're supposed to say it, obviously. Otherwise, it's redundant. Well, you have to take care to enunciate both Dragon Ball Super and Superhero, like winding Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan before it. It's truly a Toriyama name. The meaning of the title has to remain a mystery, but he feels it's truly suited for the film. We've talked about what that could mean, yo. I've done videos on that. I'll leave links to them about what it could mean. The new characters' designs have both retro and modern elements, so he's excited to see how different people will interpret and respond to them. That's good to know. And again, we've talked about this. It's going to be CGI, like 3D mapping with 2D on top of it. So they're doing a hybrid style. I've talked about this before. If you've been following the channel, you know that you know. Now, yesterday I did a live stream here on the channel, and I talked about some things there. It was mostly about the chapter, the super manga chapter. But I did do a stream a couple weeks ago where I went more in depth about the movie and whatnot. And we'll go. I'm gonna go into that more later about what I said there in case you missed it. So he says they don't resemble any existing characters and show off the aerodynamics, slim builds typical of Toriyama's modern works. So they bring a lot of fresh feeling to Dragon Ball. Tweaks to the shape of Piccolo's dogi might have given him a bit more of a modern feel. Kudadin, which is Krillin, feels slightly less squat. Even familiar characters wind up changing just a bit with each film. So he invites everyone to look forward to more design reveals to come. We'll be getting those later this year. They're working hard to get the film ready for 2022 domestic release. It had to describe in right. If he had to describe it in one word, amazing might sound vague, but he's continuously excited about what they're able to do and show off in the terms of Dragon Ball in this film. Typical Japanese hype. You don't want to always believe that. The movie might still suck. Just keep it real. The movie might not be good, or it might be good. We'll see. We'll know when we all see it, right? I'm looking forward to seeing if it's good or not. Hayashida says on SDCC reveal the online format was certainly a sign of the times, but though it may be able to reach fans all over the world, but thought it may be able to reach fans all over the world. The art boards really stand out as showing off a different atmosphere from Broly. They were conscious of changing it up. The original materials for the art boards they received from Toriyama 2.5 years ago already have a markedly different feel. Yes, the movie will feel different than Broly. We all knew that. But how different? That's the question. He's talking about the illustrations of Piccolo's house and the mountainside area produced by staff based on Toriyama's material. Yeah. And someday they'll probably release a book, because they usually do this, with all of the Toriyama art from this movie. I don't know when, but they usually always do that. So we'll get that sometime down the road. To adjust to Toriyama's new designs, they brought on a different staff from Broly and decided to go at it fresh. That's exactly what I told y'all on the stream yesterday and what I've been telling you guys for now weeks. This movie has a different staff from the one that worked on Broly. Because of that, it's more difficult for me to get inside information than it was for Broly. If you remember, for Broly, I was able to get some inside information during the last 3 or 4 months because I got familiar with some of the staff. Here, for this movie, there's only a couple people who I know, and a lot of them aren't even talking because of the contracts they signed. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to get information. I got the Gohan scoop a couple weeks ago. Like I'm going to try and get more stuff, but they're very afraid of losing their jobs, and that's why I'm never going to reveal who I talk to, ever. You're never going to hear me reveal who I talk to because I'm not going to have that blood on my hands, and it's not very journalistic. But this right here confirms what I've been saying. I said it on my stream yesterday, on the stream before that, and on other videos. It's a different staff. Some of the same guys are there, but it's a different staff from Broly. He goes on to say he feels it's his best team of any work yet, not to speak ill of any prior. That's interesting. The aesthetic motif they got from Iyoku for Broly was space opera. That's right, it was more of a space opera. What did space opera mean for Dragon Ball? Took some time to chew on that and digest. The aesthetic motif this time is pop. What is pop? The director and animation supervisor asked. Everyone has their own way of looking at it. That could mean anything, y'all. I don't know what the hell pop means. I don't know anything about what's going to happen in this movie except for what I've told you. People think I'm withholding information. I don't know nothing except for what I've made videos on. Trust me, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what it's going to be. And when I find out, I'll do a video, of course. Had lots of talks about the meaning of pop with Iyoku about 2 years back, but ultimately it was something they decided to hash through picture rather than words. Lots of communication over visuals this time. So, again, they're focusing on visuals like with Broly. It'll be different, but it'll probably still be good. At least I hope it is. So, will this one be totally different from Broly? Totally, he says. We'll have a different appeals from the fierce intensity of the last film. This time it's a slice of life story filled with the vibrant colors of Toriyama's world. So, we've talked about the slice of life thing and how they're focusing more on that. We knew that was going to happen, and that's what's going to happen. Now, there's still going to be fights, still going to be some great moments and some badassery, but it is going to be more toned back from the crazy fights of Broly. But I think it'll still have some good fights. We'll see. I mean, the Gogeta Broly fight's going to be hard to top, but we'll see. However, you can't entirely lose the intensity. We'll feature a fresh mix of new elements and what Dragon Ball's famous for, which is fighting. Not finished yet, but confident it'll be a great film. In one sense, he's the one most looking forward to seeing the finished film of all. So, again, we're going to have great fights. People are going to out there say, oh, it's going to be all happy times. No, it's not. There's going to be fights in the movie. We just don't know if it'll be like Broly. You know what I'm saying? It'll have intensity. It's just how intense. I mean, that remains to be seen, right? As Iyoku and Nozawa said at the panel, it's sure to turn out amazing. They're working hard to do justice to Toriyama's story and designs and hoping everyone will keep their expectations held high. So that's it. That is the summary of the. Thanks to Ian Cipher for that. What do you think about it? I'm looking forward to it again. Interesting stuff about like the slice of life aspects, the interviews, like the planning, the pop thing. What do you think pop means? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think pop is referring to, because I don't know. I don't have a clue. And tomorrow here on Geekdom 101, you're gonna get a new video. Goku Black's Super Saiyan Rose fully explained. Everything you ever want to know about Super Saiyan Rose tomorrow here on the channel. Thank you as always. Have a great one. I'll talk to you then.